You're live.
Thank you. Good evening and welcome to the Warren City School District Board of Education regular meeting. Today is December 19th, 2023, and the time is 6:01 a.m. We are in the p.m. This is not a.m. Oh my goodness. I don't know how I fed as much as I did into a day, and it's only 6 a.m. But no, 6 p.m. We are in the Warren G. Harding High School. We are in the Warren G. Harding High School cafetorium with live streaming available at warrencityschools.org. If you could all please stand and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This meeting is a meeting of the Warren City School District Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business and is not to be considered a public community meeting. There is a time for public participation during this meeting as indicated in agenda items 11A and 11B. Ms. Sortino, can you please call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Flanagan?
Here.
Mr. Fowley?
He's absent and he did say he would be gone. We wish him well and a Merry Christmas.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Here.
Mrs. Patterson?
Here.
Mr. Walker?
Present. Agenda item number 3, executive session. There is no need today. So we're going to move on to agenda item number 4, the superintendent's communications. No?
Nope.
Okay, good evening, everyone. A lot of folks in the audience this evening, and we're grateful to see you here. And a lot of folks with our presentation, and I want to welcome the Board of Education. We're going to have a little different of a communication this evening. I have some information prepared for district, and I have to say that it's challenging in a good way. On behalf of the Warren City School District Board of Education, I'd like to recognize two longstanding members to our athletic department who will be transitioning into new roles and positions of importance here in the Warren City School District over the next coming months. Athletic Director Bill Nicholson, who's been with the district for 28 years, has accepted a new position in the district, and that position will be unfolding in the coming months as he will be working in transitioning a new athletic director into the role of athletic director. Head football coach Steve Arnold, who's also with us this evening, will be moving into a new role in the district, a new capacity in support of our Student Recreation and Wellness Center, where Coach Arnold will be working with our students on engagement as we learn how to utilize our center, and it's going to be working with engagement and integration of students for both academic and athletic purposes. Both of these moves within the district are with intent to support the needs of our students and to grow our students into the future. This time I'd like to give a little bit of information about both gentlemen and the time that they've spent supporting children in the city of Warren. Mr. Nicholson was a 1979 graduate of Warren Western Reserve High School. When he became athletic director in April 2014, he was a 3-5 principal at Willard Pre-K through 8 school. Bill also had a long-standing experience as a basketball official for 30 years before hanging up his whistle. During his tenure, Nicholson oversaw the construction of tennis courts in the district, softball fields, and most recently, the creation of our esports program and expanding it after just one pilot season. Congratulations to you, Bill. Coach Arnold, a 1982 graduate of Warren G. Harding High School. He started his coaching legacy in the district in 1988 as an assistant football coach. In 2022, he was named as the boys' varsity basketball coach for a decade before moving on and hired as the district's head football coach in November of 2011. For over 2 decades, Coach Steve Arnold has led the charge as the head varsity basketball coach or the head varsity football coach.
Wow.
Notably, Coach Arnold has worked to support student athletes moving from here in the halls of Warren G, from high school on to college, accessing and attaining numerous scholarship opportunities for our student athletes, and in several cases, watching them land in the National Football League. Additional highlights for Coach Arnold include leading the 2009 Warren Harding Raider basketball team to the OHSAA Division I state semifinals, leading the Warren G. Harding boys basketball team to 3 district championships and 1 regional championship, leading the Warren G. Harding Raiders to the OHSAA playoffs 7 times, including the OHSAA Division I regional finals in 2016. Coach Arnold was also notably inducted into the Warren Sports Hall of Fame in 2011 and the Warren City Schools Distinguished Alumni Hall of Fame in 2017. At this time, I personally, and obviously professionally, but personally want to thank you both for all that you have done over the years. We've been together for 10 years, and the dynamics have been special in so many ways, and the honest conversations, the trust, the relationship I've built with you guys really can't be measured, and I say that as an individual here today. And I look forward to our growing the needs of our students in this district together. I know you two, I trust you two, and I know the work that is before us is going to be a lot, but it's going to be good for children. I look forward to seeing our results in the Student Recreation and Wellness Center. As we're going to get it started, and down the ways, we're all going to be giving it to someone else to grow for generations and to be a transformational project for our students. And I know the work that you guys are going to be doing is going to lead the way. Steve, Bill, if you guys would like to come up at this time, say a few words.
I'd like to thank Mr. Shiro and the board for believing in me 10 years ago and giving me the opportunity to oversee athletics in this district. You know, I love Warren. I'm a graduate of Warren Western Reserve High School. I believe in Warren. You know, I'm a Raider, but you know, that all ended. I'm from Warren, and I don't get into Raiders and Panthers. I worked well with this Panther for 10 years, and you know, back in high school days, we might not have got along very well, but we're all on the same team, and I think that was important that this community came together and understood this is who we are now. And, you know, come on out and back these kids. When I took this job 10 years ago, the boardman athletic director, Denise Gorski, told me, Bill, do you realize that the lifespan of a Division I high school athletic director is approximately 5 years? I was like, wow, I need to get at least 8 in. And, you know, after doing the job, yeah, it's a lot of hours, but you know what? The benefits from it, you know, all the kids I've gotten to meet, all these great coaches I've got to work with, kids that I would have never met in the role as an assistant principal or lead principal. It's been a great run. I am looking forward to working with my successor to make sure that this person who's coming in is going to maintain the standard that we've set here the last 10 years, if not raise it up a few notches. So I think we've improved our transparency with the state. I think our relations among coaches, players, families has gotten better throughout the years. And other than that, you know, I hope the board continues to provide these student athletes resources that they need to be successful in their endeavors. Thank you, and go Warren G. Harding Raiders.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, everybody, and just want to say thank you for the opportunity. I've been truly blessed to be coaching 36 years, with the exception of 1 year at Hubbard High School. I was here in Warren City Schools for 35 years.
We won't hold it against you.
22 years as a head coach, and if you'd have told me, a young kid growing up at 2088 Milton Street on the southeast side of Warren, that would never happen. So I've truly been blessed. Family.
Take your time. You deserve it.
Said I wasn't going to do this.
It's okay.
Two individuals who weren't here that was with me. I was looking through an old scrapbook, and it was in the old school, and it was Linda Metzendorf, Bob Faulkner, the old school board, and I looked in the background, it was a mother and father. And I think they're pretty proud of me.
Absolutely.
And I just try to represent them and my family the right way, from my uncles, my stepdad, my wife, my aunts. Man, trekking through the snow, I look up there seeing you guys freezing your butt off up there. And I would tell you, call you guys, don't come to the game, it's too cold. And I look up, there you guys go in the stands. So I want to tell you how much I love you and appreciate you for all the support. Janice, being my study table teacher back in the old school, when we started study table with the likes of who we had. But it was you who we implemented. I came to you and I said, hey, I want to implement study table. 2004 maybe. And so I look at you, how proud I am of you being a principal now. And you will continue to do great things here. To the board members, thank you. Go way back, Patty, Regina, you guys in my corner. Appreciate you very, very much. Mr. Shiro, our relationship was unmatched. Bill, I remember when you first came on, we kind of bumped heads. We did.
No.
It was good. Appreciate you, Bill. Thank you. I see Mr. Lacey back there, Little League Baseball, man. Now, business manager and doing a great job. So for all the young men I've been able to coach, I've been blessed in both sports. Not too many people can say they had success in two sports at the Warren G. Harding High School. And I would never be ashamed. And I remember when I worked with Tavis Smiley, and he tried to get me to leave before I became a head coach to work with him full time. And he asked me, I said, Tavis, I think one day I want to be a coach, a head coach. And he said to me, he said, Steve, what is your passion? And man, this was years ago. And I said, I don't know. He said, well, I'm going to help you define it. He said, whatever you had to do for free for the rest of your life, that is your passion. And virtually, I coach for free. I virtually coach for free. And so I know this is my passion. And lastly, I remember when in the old school, when I was working with the Chamber of Commerce in Warren City Schools and Delphi Packard Electric. And I think Dante will remember this. And I brought Lynn Bias's mom here a few times to speak, Mrs. Lanice Bias. And she said to me, we had just had dinner at my mom's, and I was taking her back to the airport. And before she got out, and she said, Steve, God has favor over your life with young people. I didn't understand that. That was before I became a head coach. And I called her yesterday to let her know what was going on. And she said, Stephen, that's been 30 plus years ago. She said, remember, I told you God had favor over your life with young people. So again, I've been blessed, and I thank everybody that supported me. Appreciate it. Thank you.
And those are the things that are underreported. And the good things we do with children here at University Schools every day. And that's why I love to have you stay with us, continue to work for our kids and for our community.
Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to go? Okay. Well, I'm only going to say a few words because I believe we're bringing you back in January, and it'll be more that I'll have to say. But, you know, I think a few words resonated with me tonight when Mr. Shiro was speaking, and that was growth, growing, transitioning. Coach Arnold, you mentioned 2 board members who, you know, one is no longer with us, Earthside here, and Mr. Faulkner's still very involved. But, you know, you look at the long history of how many people in this community have dedicated their lives and, you know, to the school district. And you and Mr. Nicholson are just a shining example of that. So I look at it like this way, even with myself, 16 years on the school board, everyone's like, are you trying to make Mr. Faulkner's run? No, I'm not. But I'm starting my 17th year, and you know, you start to think about how are you going to impact when you finally transition out? And I think, you know, both of you moving into new positions in our district, as we are, you know, on the precipice of our the Recreation and Wellness Center, which is for our students. I mean, this is just such a huge thing for our students. And so I'm excited to see how each of you will play a part of this. I want to thank you for, you know, all of your work with the athletic department, with our students, both basketball and football, of course. What I know that will not change is your dedication and love that you have for the students in the Warren City Schools. So thank you.
I just want to acknowledge your passion. I believe Steve brought that up. Your passion for our students. It shows. Not only does it shows, but you can see it in the students. Not only your passion for them, but their love for you too. You know, and that's a remarkable thing. I thank you for how you have molded them to be more than just athletes, but you've molded them to be student athletes, to let them know that even after their athletic career is done here, that they still have to live. And I want to thank you too for allowing that to be a focal point for our children, because they need that. I also want to thank you for your dedication to not only our children, but to the district itself. You know, thank you, how you've come to work, how you've come every day, and how you've put the effort in. And in doing so, you've been a great example, again, to the children, so that children will know that in order to succeed, you have to put the work in. And I want to thank you guys for doing that. This chapter of your lives are coming to a close. But look at the chapter, you know, just like any book. Every chapter gets better and better, right? And that's what I look for you guys, to just do better and better. Thank you for, even with this chapter closing, you're opening a new chapter still with Warren City Schools. Thank you.
I guess first I'd like to say, excuse me, I'd like to thank you for your hard work and effort to continue to move this district forward. The district is better because of your hard work and your effort and the things you've done. And I really do truly want to thank you. And I know as you continue on in your career, you'll do fine. It'll get better. And I just want to say thank you. Steve, you're a personal friend of mine. You gave me an opportunity to come back and coach back in 2012. You allowed me to get back into coaching. I want to thank you for that opportunity once again. I've seen you personally up close, involved with our young people in both sports. Our student athletes are most certainly the better because of it. I've watched you mold student athletes, young men, into grown men, to be good grown men. I've seen firsthand all that you have done. I mean, I actually, if I don't know if you recall, you had one of your basketball players in Walmart. I don't know if you recall, I saw you in there, and I asked you what were you doing, and you had a big buggy. And you were walking around, and he was 6'8", I forget his name now. You're walking around, you said, I'm helping him get ready for college. He got to leave next week, I'm helping him get ready. And you were filling up a shopping cart of stuff to help that young man. Yeah. And I saw you helping that young man get ready for college. And I've seen that personally when I actually coach with you as well. And our student athletes are definitely the better for it. And they've become young men, and you've turned them and helped mold them into men because of the hard work and effort that you put into it. I know you will continue to work hard for our student athletes, and I think Warren City should be proud of you, your efforts, and thankful to you for all that you pour into these young men. Because I'll be honest, and I can say brother because I always call you brother. I can be honest. You are a better man than me at times because there's some young men that, ooh, but you stuck with them and you hung in there and you've turned some of them around and have had a great impact on all of our student athletes' lives. And I thank you for continuing to be a part of this district to help. And it didn't matter the sport. I've seen you not just in basketball or football help young men and young ladies, but you've, in a number of sports, you've helped them continue on beyond their high school years. I thank you for your hard work. I thank you for your effort. And you know your place you have in my life. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Mr. Nicholson, Coach Arnold, both of your contributions to the Warren City School District, to the Warren City School District students, to the residents are innumerable. I jokingly said to Mr. Shiro the other day, I was like, well, Mr. Nicholson is the only administrator who I have their cell phone number. Because I'm here all the time, it seems like, and whenever I'm here, he's here, and some. And I'm here because of my students. He's here because of his job, but puts in numerous hours. We've had many conversations about the work that he does. Even before I was on the school board in my position at Eastern Gateway Community College, meeting with you and going over things and doing things. Steve, Coach Arnold, when I met you, you were Coach Arnold. When I was a football player here at Warren G. Harding under Coach Gianarella, you were a member of the staff. And it's funny because when I was elected to the board for my first term, and I was extremely nervous about coming into this position, you were one of the first people in the community I saw. You didn't know this. And I saw you in a parking lot, I believe in Home Depot. I was probably going in because that's my second favorite place to go. And I think you were coming out, and you were like, you're going to do fine. You'll do good. You'll do good. And that encouragement really did carry a long way. My contemporaries, my classmates, you went from being their coach to being their supervisor, many of them. I was looking and I said, wow, not only have you been, the current students in Warren City schools don't know a time when Steve Arnold was not a head coach of a program. They don't know a time. But you transitioned from a time when we had two high schools under a whole different, two different mascots, to one high school, merging the city together, coaching in that time, which I'm sure wasn't easy for you to put on black and gold every Friday. And then to be able to transition to the new building and even to carry us into the Health and Wellness Center, and at the same time be able to excel with the changing demographics of the students, with the changing demographics of the city. You have remained ever the same. You have remained consistent. People could come back if they left and they knew they could find Coach Arnold. That is definitely appreciated. Your commitment, your dedication to this city And most people don't realize it's a term we use often in clergy. We say bivocational, basically when you get 2 full-time jobs. Most people don't realize that you were bivocational all that time until you retired. You would work a full-time job and come in here and put in full-time hours. God bless your wife. She deserves the award. But your dedication, your commitment has been unwavering, and it is very appreciated, and this whole city knows it. Kudos to both of you. Thank you. Mr. Shiro?
So I'd like to conclude real briefly by thanking both of you guys for all that you have done for our students over the years. It's monumental, to say the least. Thank you for your support, your counsel over the years. I look forward to that growing. I look forward in your new roles that you both continue to counsel me in the district, mentor coaches, and whatever we need to do to keep the pathway going for our student athletes in support of our district. I trust what you guys do and how you do it, and I want to thank your families because, as you said, Steve, you said you pretty much work for free. It's a lot of hours. It's a lot of hours, and I want to thank your family for everything that they've given along the way for our student athletes along the way. And Bill, I don't want to say you don't put in the hours. You do put in the hours, but a lot of times you just don't want to be at home. So. It's been working a lot lately too. But seriously, thank you guys for everything. We'd like you guys to come back in January. Part of us announcing this to the community and to the district is we want to start looking and beginning the transition process. It can be slow and steady. That always wins the race. We're not trying to do anything quick, and we're going to take our time and try to build the capacity, continue the capacity where we are, and build to grow in the programs of our future. And I'd like to thank the Board of Education for giving me the latitude to do this and to do it right. We've talked for the last 10 years about transition plans, and here's an example of you guys giving me the opportunity to start transitioning into the future to continue stability and growth of our students academically and athletically. So I look forward to continuing to grow in all of our capacities. So thank you very much. Thank you. And that concludes my communications this evening.
Thank you, Superintendent Shiro. Agenda item number 5, adoption of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Sortino, can you please call the roll?
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes.
Mrs. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Mr. Fowley?
He's not
Or
present.
Mr.
It's fine. Mr. It's fine.
Okay. Mr. Walker?
Yes, and the motion carries. Agenda item number 6, Treasurer's Report.
I just wanted to go over with you tonight on the agenda is approval of the alternative tax budget, which we do annually. This is just an item that is submitted with the county auditor's office, and it outlines what our estimated fund balances are going to be, what our resources being brought in, and expenditures expected for fiscal year 25 and half of fiscal year 26. So this helps to the county auditor in determining what our needs are in terms of our bond debt payments and what sources of revenue is stemming from taxes that we are using towards our expenses. So this is an annual item that we approve every year, and just wanted to point that out for your purposes.
Thank you.
That's all.
Thank you so much for that. Agenda item number 7, Superintendent's Report. Oh, he's away for a moment,
Yeah, let's
and we'll give
couple
him some
minutes.
time.
Superintendent's report.
So at this time, we're going to have the Warren G. Harding administrative team, led by Dr. Janice Ulisny, come with their presentation for this evening.
Microphones around here. Is it good now?
Yes.
Good? Okay, I'm pretty loud, but Well, thank you all. So this evening is our annual Warren G. Harding presentation to the board. We decided to go in a little bit of a different direction this year, and we have some students with us to speak. So there's a couple things I'll go through first, but we... Okay. So I'm going to do a little bit of a building update. Ms. Cambereri is going to do a couple course proposals for new things that we hope to offer next year. And we'll go ahead and discuss some of our community partnerships and student engagement coming up. So the theme that we started with this year, as my first year as the head principal, was under construction.
Appropriate.
It's very appropriate.
Literally and figuratively.
New to our team this year, we have Gary Israel join us from Jefferson as an assistant principal working with our freshmen. And Vicky Rapids is our assistant principal working with our seniors. And we have Jen Cambereri as our supervisor of school improvement. And Holly Simons, assistant principal working with 11th grade. She has way too much sugar today. And then we are fortunate to have the support of 2 teachers on special assignment, Frank Caputo in his second year, helping us with building management and student success things. And then Stephanie Porterfield, who is serving as a teacher on special assignment working in curriculum instruction. So we're grateful for their support. So we did start the year talking about being under construction with new leadership and team members. Obviously under construction with our student recreation and wellness center. Hear the noises all day. It's fantastic. And we also went to a new building configuration this year, as the students can attest, and the teachers. So we moved from grade level floors, as we've been since we were open to the school in 2008, to a departmental focus. So we've now got our math teachers are on the 3rd floor, our English teachers and most of our electives are on the 2nd floor,
Okay.
and our social studies are on the 1st floor, and science is out in the middle because they're in the labs. Yeah, sure, right. And so that was another thing that we did, was a little under construction. And we do have some, of course, expanded opportunities for students. We're still building. The construction on the Wellness Center, of course, is still going on. Still working on programming for students and expanding opportunities. An area where we've really grown some this year and we've been excited about is our school climate group that's been teacher-led and bring back some joy and excitement. And if you happen to have a chance to, now I don't have to yell. If you happen to have a chance to walk around, you'll see we did like a little door decorating this year and trying to bring some spirit and joy, and also some areas of increased parent engagement. So now I'm going to ask Supervisor of School Improvement, Ms. Cambereri, to come and talk about 2 course proposals that we have.
Good evening,
Good evening.
everyone.
Good evening.
It is so exciting to always be here when we talk about expanding opportunities for our students, and it's all around us, and we're being innovative with our programming and continuing to offer students opportunities that transcend into their post-secondary pathways and their successes when they graduate and leave us here at Warren G. Harding. So on that note, we have 2 courses that we're bringing to you this evening, the first of which is called Introduction to Computer Arts. So this is meant to be a semester-long foundational course that's actually a prerequisite to our computer graphics and animation course sequence, in which we have computer graphics animation 1 and advanced. And through this coursework, students have interactions with Microsoft 3D Paint, Photoshop, and it introduces a high-level program called Autodesk 3ds Max. We decided to implement this introductory course to provide students with very strong foundational digital art skills so that when they, twofold. One, it really gives them an experience to know if they enjoy digital art applications, first and foremost, right? It's about exposure to see if it's something they want to pursue further. But for students who choose to pursue this advanced pathway, it builds foundational skills in Autodesk that they will then spend 2 more school years, potentially, if they interact with these next 2 courses, working towards the industry recognized credential, which is the Autodesk 3ds Max certified user, which is difficult. This is not easy, which is why it's a 2-year sequence leading up to this industry recognized credential for students who choose to challenge themselves with that opportunity and who really want graphic design and animation. And there is a big marketplace for those opportunities now in our society. So that is our introduction to computer arts. It does satisfy ODE's graduation requirement as a half credit of fine arts. So it will also provide that for our students.
Awesome.
So that is our first course. And then second, the next place we're headed, which is really exciting and also very much in the emerging stages, is our drone course. So you are aware in the news, it's been highly publicized, a lot of local schools have pursued drones. They've pursued through drone racing as an extracurricular activity. However, other districts and we as well are going to really work to implement a course that provides students, again, with an industry recognized credential that is something that builds them towards success after graduation. So the exciting thing about drone courses is that students can obtain credentials that support them in a diverse array of fields, including real estate, agriculture, construction, and environmental science. This is probably one of the fastest growing fields right now in the country. And there are 4 separate industry recognized credential certifications that could potentially be attached to this course. Wow. So we will have more specific information for you in the future. As of now, everything we do here, Expanding Opportunities, we really do work for alignment with industry recognized credentials so that students leave us with certifications that they can apply. So we'll have more information. We're very excited about what this course will bring for our students here. So,
Awesome.
thank you.
I like that.
Thank you.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Cambereri. So as I mentioned, we did want to bring some students with us this evening to talk about some of our community partnerships. So we do have a few more than this, but 4 that we wanted to highlight this evening are our group Academic Achievers that works in conjunction with Youngstown State University, newly formed Youth Advisory Council, and that is working in conjunction with Akron Children's Hospital as well as our school nurse, Beth Gray, and Our Voices Matter, which is working in conjunction with Nikita Warfield Owens through Compass, as well as Upward Bound, which is working in conjunction with Kent State. So at this time, I told them keep it pretty short, but I want to hear some kids. So I'm going to turn it over first to our Academic Achievers, and they wanted us to play a little video to start.
Do you have money to pay for college? If you're broke like me, probably not. But I have some exciting news for you. If you just listen to my friends for like 30 seconds, we're gonna get you hooked up. Do you want to go to college for free? Yeah, you do.
The solution for you. You should join our program, Academic Achievers. It's an amazing program full of awesome opportunities.
And don't forget, we're going to a lot of field trips.
But as long as you are with me, there's no place I'd rather be. I would wait forever, exalted in the
All you have to do is come to school, maintain good grades, and join our summer enrichment program.
We can give you a little cash on the side too. $40 stipend once a month.
Oh yeah, there's free tutoring and ACT prep. Here at Academic Achievers, we take care of you and want to see you become successful.
And join us at A Squared.
That was awesome.
Hi, guys.
You're good.
Hello?
You're good.
Oh, you can hear me?
No.
Awesome. Who's next?
Hello, my name is Brooke Bowen. Oh, a little closer, okay. Hello, my name is Brooke Bowen. I used to attend this high school and I graduated with Academic Achievers. I now work for them and I found that this program has built my self-confidence absolutely just sky high, my self-esteem as well. And I found that this has become one of the largest opportunities in my life thus far. And I'm really excited to stay with the program and continue working with them for as long as they'll have me.
Awesome. Awesome.
And they're accompanied by their advisor, Bill Borders. So, and yep, great. Next, we have our Youth Advisory Council, so they can come on up and I'll play their video as well.
Not many students know that we have an Akron Children's School-Based Health Center right here in our school. It is located right across the hall from the main office.
My name is Allison Lance. I'm the nurse practitioner with the Akron Children's School-Based Health Center. So students here can come to see me if they're feeling sick, if they need a work permit, a sports physical, a well visit with maybe some vaccines they need for school, any of those types of things.
Our Akron Children's School-Based Health Center offers care for sore throats, rashes, pink eye, stomach aches, coughs, headaches, and other minor illnesses, annual well child checkups, sports, camp, school, and work physicals, help with managing asthma, hearing and vision tests, tips on eating healthy foods and staying safe, referrals to specialty care, mental health, and community resources, drug, alcohol, and tobacco use, pregnancy, sexual transmitted diseases, and depression, all right in our school.
I'm in your high school every morning until 10:30, and then also if you go to the nurse Beth or Katina in the afternoon, they can call me if I need to come back for anything.
Janice, do you want mine?
Yeah, this is.
Good evening. My name is Devon Martin. Today, I brought some of my peers to explain what the Youth Advocacy Group is focusing on this year. Thank you. Hello. Oh, shoot. Hello. Oh, dang. My name is Deshaun Brogdon. Today, I'm going to be explaining what the Youth Advisory Council is, or group. Okay, so the Youth Advisory Group is a, well, council. Youth Advisory Group is a made.
Take your time. You're good. You're good.
Youth Advisory Group is made up of 8 students: Nurse Beth, Nurse Practitioner Allison. The purpose of the group is a student-driven collaboration between the school and Akron Children's Hospital to create meaningful health program relevant to youth.
Very good. Very good.
Good evening, I'm Michael, and one of the first projects our group completed was partnering with WSEN to create commercials that highlight the programs here at Warren Harding. Our high school has so many resources, but as students, it can be difficult to know what each one offers and how to access these various programs. We hope that by highlighting the programs and how to access them, students will use them. Thank you.
Okay, good.
Good evening. My name is Drew McCown. I believe that our group is significant because it gives us the ability to create programs and resources based on mental health, which is a critical issue in today's youth. You can't just expect our youth to know how to handle and respond to adversity all by themselves. You can't expect them to know all available school resources or to meditate when they feel mentally or emotionally unstable. This program gives us a voice in coming up with solutions through these programs and resources to create a better overall community for today's youth. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next group is Our Voices Matter, and we have with us Nikita Warfield Owens, as well as two of our current students.
Good evening, everyone. I am the advisor for the Our Voices Matter. It was a group pre-COVID that was actually handled by Adonis Harden. Post-COVID, it went away. When I started working at Compass, I am a product of youth-led prevention work. I don't think I would be where I am if I did not have the group and the skills that were taught to me at a very young age. So one of the things that I said to my boss was, I want to bring this back. So I have one of my 2-year students and a first-year student that has contributed to Our Voices Matter. We serve in the schools. We did have a little in the middle schools, but we're kind of trying to focus really on the high school. So we are in the high schools here, and our kids actually serve on 3 levels. Here in the building, they do county, working with the Trumbull Mental Health Recovery Board, the Suicide Coalition, and also the Alliance for Substance Abuse Prevention. They also serve, one of our members here, serves on the state level for the Ohio Youth-Led Prevention Network. He will be meeting monthly with the state government, and he will sit and advise on all policies dealing with youth. So I'm going to start with Trinity to just talk a little bit about Our Voices Matter.
Hi, I'm Trinity Walker. Yeah, I'm related to that guy. He's my dad. I'm the president of Our Voices Matter, and as Mrs. Nikita stated, I've been a part of it for 2 years. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about who we are and what we do. We're a youth-led prevention group focused on helping youth acquire and apply necessary skills to navigate our diverse world. Empowering young leaders to find and utilize their voices in spaces that may not have been applicable is the ultimate goal of Our Voices Matter. We feel that providing young people with tools such as decision-making and leadership qualities will ultimately reduce participation in harmful behaviors, as well as suicide, substance, and violence prevention. We really just want to shift their focus from pain to prosperity and build our community as a whole. The group Youth-Led Prevention, which is where Our Voices Matter is under, as she stated, is on the county, state, and school level. We work with Liberty High School as well. So the other advisor with us, her name is Mrs. Candace Jones. So we oftentimes, when we go out into the different programs such as Youth to Youth, which we went to this summer and also last summer, it's a leadership conference where you can network with like-minded individuals and also really just meet with your group and kind of establish groundwork in what you want to accomplish over the coming year. Through this, we came up with our conclusion that we wanted to focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion. And yeah, through that, we were able to partner with Liberty High School and kind of mesh our goals together and see what we could do there. Besides the group work, I personally got to go, I believe the last few months ago, I was able to go to YSU and present a speech at this leadership summit discussing what advocacy and inclusion meant to me and as a leader, as a young Black woman, as a student, what that meant to me and how I felt that I could implement that in my life and share that with other people and empower other young people to do the same. Thanks.
My name is O'Brien Galladay. I'm a 10th grade student athlete here at Warren G. Harding. I'm also a member of the Upward Bound Trio program and Our Voices Matter. Our Voices Matter is a vital youth association that champions causes of drug prevention, the difference between equity and equality, inclusion, and also spreads awareness of adultism. We are committed to informing and empowering young people. We often attend events, and we're currently working on hosting an event, not only informing our youth, but staff, other students, and even the district, and educate them about the importance of inclusion, the difference between equity, equality, and the impact of adultism. Participating in events and also the fun field trips organized by groups like the Ohio Youth-Led Prevention Network and Youth to Youth has been both educational and inspiring. I have had the opportunity to engage with like-minded individuals, learn from their experiences, and contribute to meaningful discussions. These interactions have broadened my perspective and deepened my understanding of the challenges faced by other young people. Overall, my involvement with Our Voices Matter, OYLPN, and Y to Y has been transformative. It has fueled my passion for social justice, instilled in me a greater sense of purpose. It has also equipped me with the tools to make a positive impact in my city, my school, and the people around me.
Thank you. And our fourth group that we have with us this evening is Upward Bound. And we also have a graduate, one of our 2023 Warren G. Harding graduates, Nijay Glover, to talk. And I do want to mention that both Miss Warfield Owens and Ariana Warfield, who are our advisors, are also Harding graduates. So rock on. And here you go.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nijay Glover. As you know, I used to go to Warren G. Harding. I'm currently a first year at Kent State University, currently majoring in music education. And I just wanted to take a moment to kind of tell you guys about Upward Bound and kind of my experience in it. I was a part of Upward Bound when I was in high school. It provided me with all the skills necessary that I needed to navigate college. My mentors and my peers, mostly my mentors, their support has been pivotal, and it has continued past my high school graduation. And in general, Upward Bound has prepared me for college and has indeed shaped my future and for what's to come. Well, in general, for me at least, I kind of feel like Upward Bound helped me get acquainted with the campus somewhat. When I was in school, when I was in high school, there were a lot of opportunities to kind of go to campus, whether it be for summer programming or maybe like an engagement day. And pretty much every time we went, there was some sort of college tour involved. And at the time, it felt kind of nuanced because I guess that's a good thing because we did it a lot. But for me, now that I go to Kent, I realize how beneficial those tours were. And I kind of feel like I wouldn't know my way around if it weren't for those tours. And Upward Bound, I feel, creates a lot of good experiences and opportunities for students. So from my experience, I only got to experience this once, but during the summer, I got to go up to Kent, and I got to stay there. I got to stay there for the summer, and I took a couple of classes while I was there, and I felt like it was a really good experience to have, just to like kind of prepare for the real thing, but also at the same time, a lot of people can't say that they've gone up to campus and spent the summer there and taken 2 classes for free. I didn't have to pay any money when I went there. So I just kind of feel like this is a program that should just be taken advantage of, just because not a lot of people can say that. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. That's all that I have about the.
Thank you. So as he also mentioned, taking a couple college classes for free, I did want to also just refresh. We had a wonderful parent engagement opportunity a few weeks ago. A few folks here were there, where we had our College Credit Plus information night, and we had a number of students, about 50 families attend for students grades 8, 9, and 10 primarily. And so those are some student opportunities and College Credit Plus partnerships we have with Eastern Gateway, Youngstown State University, and of course Kent Trumbull, where thanks to the support of our board members and our district, we are able to service a number of students in school through our dual credit programs, as well as through online courses that students can take. And you know, we really are appreciative of those. So then we come to, as we're under construction, now we're looking forward. And you know, here we are getting ready to continue and move into the second semester. And we thank you all for your time and all of your support that you always give us. And so grateful to our students and partnership groups who joined us this evening. And thank you.
Thank you so much to the Warren G. Harding administrative team, Ms. Dr. Ulyssany, and all the students for their presentations. You know, I am partial to one, can't lie, but everybody did a great job. And it's really nice, honestly, to see how Harding is really taking the lead and really looking at what our students are transitioning to after they graduate. You know, it's just not about achieving your best while you're in school, but from the industry recognized credentials that Ms. Cambreri was talking about, to transitioning to college through TRIO Upward Bound, to making sure that they are physically and emotionally well and able and healthy to move on and be active participants in the community. That's huge. So kudos to the staff for that. Kudos to Mr. Shiro. I love it. I like it. Okay. If no other comments, we're going to go on to, is there anything else with the superintendent's report?
Yeah. Two other things I just wanted to reference. This is the first of 5 building visits that we're conducting. Again, we're going to have our organizational meeting at the Board of Education office at the beginning of January, but then the second board meeting in January is going to be held, drawing a blank, Jefferson, and then we have the February is at another pre-K 8 building, March at another pre-K 8 building, and we'll be concluding in April at Willard. Correct? Can't remember which buildings were in the middle with February and March, but each month we're going to have a presentation that will be the majority of the superintendent's report for that evening. So again, back to the board office for organizational, and then we'll return our cycle of the building visits as we've done in the past.
Excellent.
One other comment, I just wanted to say I got preliminary data in just today, this afternoon on my desk regarding the 3rd grade fall reading test, and the percentage of students that are proficient or higher has increased from last year to this year by 5%.
Oh, wow.
So again, we're continuing to move our reading achievement levels. We're seeing that steady flow. It's not growing by leaps and bounds, but it is moving. And again, the key is moving students from that limited and basic category up to proficient, accelerated, and advanced. And we have seen that trend. You know, again, just one sampling 3rd grade in fall test, but that's what we're seeing.
Excellent.
So that concludes the superintendent's report for this evening.
Great. Excellent. Thank you for that, Mr. Shiro, and for that Christmas gift. We appreciate it. Board of Education Committee reports. Athletics.
I'll just use my large voice. Winter sports is up and running. Everybody's off to a great start. Our boys and girls basketball teams especially are off to great starts. The girls are playing in a holiday tournament at Holland this week. So if you're up there Thursday or Friday, stop by and see them. The boys are participating in the Sharon Holiday Tournament next week. So get out there if you can and support these guys. They got some nice teams going. Our coaches have done a great job of getting the youth leagues developed, and it's starting to come to fruition. These kids are coming up here and they're learning what they need to learn, and they're getting the skills that they need in order to be top-notch basketball programs. So Frankie and Keelan are both doing wonderful jobs with those youth groups. That's key to develop future players for us. So I want to thank my coaches. And Nurse Allison just left, and I think I gave them a shout out last time. What they've done for the athletic department in providing sports physicals for our kids has been a godsend. I mean, you know, I could have kids not being able to play for a couple weeks because they just can't get into their doctor or whatever, but they'll get, if we send them some information, they get the consent form, we can get a child a physical within 24 to 48 hours, which is helps our kids tremendously. So thank you to Akron Children's Nurse Allison. Every time I call her, she's on it. She does a great job. So that's my report.
Thank you.
Oh, and I just wanted to add too, when we had our athletic council meeting at the very end, I brought up the possibility of exploring a wrestling program here at Harding to, augment our football program. So hopefully we can find out some information about that and perhaps move forward.
Excellent. Thank you for that, Mr. Nicholson, Ms. Lamperos. Appreciate it. Finance Advisory, is there a report?
No report.
No report. Board Policies and Guidelines?
No report.
Legislative Liaison?
Just legislatively, we have a new director of the Department of Education and Workforce, and that's Steve Dakin. And the State Board of Education announced that we have a new state superintendent of public instruction, and that's Superintendent Paul Kraft. Okay. So positions are filled.
Thank you. New positions for our new department. TCTC Board Representative.
No report.
All right, thank you for that. I don't believe there's any old business or new business, and I don't believe there's anyone signed up for public participation at this time. So, and we're going to go to page number 3, item number 1. Ms. Lamperos?
Minutes. It is recommended the resolution listed below regarding the November 28, 2023 board minutes be approved as submitted.
Second.
Ms. Sortino, is there any question or discussion on the item? Ms. Sortino, can you please call the roll?
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Mrs. Patterson?
Yes.
And Mr. Walker?
Yes, and the motion carries. Page 4, item number 2, monthly financial statement. Ms. Patterson? Mrs. Patterson?
The monthly financial statement. It is recommended the resolution listed below regarding the November 2023 financial statement and short-term investments made by the treasurer during November 2023, Exhibit A, pages 33 and 34, be approved as submitted.
Second.
Any questions or discussion on the item? Ms. Sortino, can you please call the roll?
Mrs. Patterson? Yes. Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes, and the motion carries. Page 6, item number 3, revised appropriation budgets. Mr. Flanagan.
It is recommended the resolution listed below to approve revised appropriation budgets A be approved as submitted.
Second.
Is there any question or discussion on the item? Ms. Sortino?
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Mrs. Patterson? Yes. Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes.
And Mr. Walker?
Yes, and the motion carries. Page 7, item 4, Mrs. Lamperos.
Approve the application, accept the grant, and approve the grant appropriations. It is recommended the resolution listed below to approve the application, accept the grant, and approve grant appropriations A be approved as submitted.
Second.
Any questions or discussion? If not, Mrs. Sortino?
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Mrs. Patterson? Yes. Mr. Walker?
Yes, and the motion carries. Page 8, item 5, Mrs. Patterson.
The alternative tax budget information. It is recommended the resolution listed below for the alternative tax budget information be approved as submitted.
Second.
Any questions or discussion on the item? If not, Mrs. Sortino?
Mrs. Patterson? Yes. Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes, and the motion carries. Page 9, item 1, Mr. Flanagan.
Superintendent's recommendations. 2024 to 2025 school calendar for teachers and students. It is recommended the resolution listed below for the 2024-25 school year calendar for teachers and students be approved as submitted.
Second.
Any questions or discussion on the item? If not, Mrs. Sortino. Mrs. Sortino. Sorry. Sorry.
Mr. Flanagan.
Yes.
Mrs. Patterson.
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos.
Yes.
Mr. Walker.
Yes, and the motion carries. Page 10, item 2, Mrs. Lamperos.
Agreements, contracts, and/or leases. It is recommended the resolution listed below entering into agreements, contracts, and/or leases A and B be approved as submitted.
Second.
Any questions or discussion on the item? If not, Ms. Sortino.
Mrs. Lamperos.
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan.
Yes.
Mrs. Patterson.
Yes.
And Mr. Walker.
Yes, and the motion carries. Page 11, item 3, Mrs. Patterson.
Authorization for disposal of board-owned fixed assets for the period of July 2023 through December 2023. It is recommended the resolution authorizing disposal of board-owned fixed assets for the period July 2023 through December 2023 be approved as submitted.
Second.
Any questions or discussion on the item? If not, Mrs. Sortino.
Mrs. Patterson.
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos.
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan.
Yes.
Mr. Walker.
Yes, and the motion carries. Page 12, item 4, Mr. Flanagan.
Tuition reimbursement. It is recommended the resolution listed below for tuition reimbursement be approved as submitted.
Second.
Any questions or discussion on the item? If not, Mrs. Sortino.
Mr. Flanagan.
Yes.
Mrs. Patterson.
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos.
Yes.
Mr. Walker.
Yes, and the motion carries. Page 13, item 5, Mrs. Lamperos.
Acceptance of gifts. It is recommended the resolution listed below regarding acceptance of gifts be approved as submitted. Our benefactors are the Cafaro Foundation for the Mobile Raider Pantry, monetary donation value $5,000. Lori Capon, Willard Raider Pantry, winter coats, estimated value $170. Cut, Willard Raider Pantry, 30 turkeys and canned goods, estimated value $1,500. Nick Frankos Memorial Scholarship Fund and Mr. Nick Frankos, Warren City Schools, 400 Thanksgiving Christmas turkeys, estimated value $6,000. Friendship Baptist Church, Willard Raider Pantry, complete Thanksgiving dinners, including turkeys, estimated value $800. Saratoga Restaurant, Warren City Schools, breakfast for instructional rounds, estimated value $800. United Way of Trumbull County, Mobile Raider Pantry, monetary donation of $5,000.
Second.
I want to thank all of our benefactors, community benefactors again, even in this holiday season. When you get so many reports of donations being down, that our donations have consistently exceeded our expectations, and we are forever grateful. Is there any other question or discussion on the item? If not, Mrs. Sortino?
Mrs. Lamperos.
Yes.
Mrs. Patterson.
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan.
Yes.
Mr. Walker.
Yes, and the motion carries. I believe that brings us to page number 15. Item number 6, which is our personnel recommendations, and that continues on to page 30. And I don't believe I saw any retirements.
We do have 2 military leaves of absence that we
Correct.
should recognize.
And I did want to recognize those as well. Kyle Huey for his service, and as well as,
It's on page 16.
thank you.
That's the first one.
Oh, I had my finger there. Oh, wait, no, I didn't. As well as we want to also thank Raylee Laswell Bernard for her service as well, as they both take military leave. Okay? Mrs. Patterson?
So for the personnel recommendations, it is recommended the resolution listed below regarding personnel items A through M be approved as submitted.
Second.
Are there any questions or discussion on the item? If not, Mrs. Sortino?
Mrs. Patterson.
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos.
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan.
Yes.
Mr. Walker.
Yes, and the motion carries. I don't believe that at this time there are any board recommendations. Anyone signed up for public participation, and there is no need for executive session. I'm going to move to agenda item number 14, adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Let the record reflect the time is 7:11 p.m. Mrs. Sortino?
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes.
Mrs. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes, and the motion carries. Thank you all for your time this evening. You have a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, or as I like to say personally, a Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Celebrate it. Have a happy holiday. Everyone enjoy your time. See you in the new year.